Hello, everybody. Joe Bacon here. Welcome back for another episode of Umineko. Last time we left off, yeah, it's not going so great for Shannon. She's about to have a Joker moment. You know, it's not very good. You know, came to the realization that, oh shit, fuck, he didn't mean it. Oh, fuck. What have the last few years been for? Nothing. They've been for nothing. Besides, I don't know, personal growth. Except, ooh, yeah, about that. Not going so good. Anyway, what's going on with me? I'm tired. I'm tired today. I just got off work. I'm dehydrated as hell, so perfect thing I'm going to do is, rehydrate with, some Coors Light. Ooh, extra foamy on that one. I already had one before I started recording. You know, again, it's Coors. It's not like I'm getting fucked up. What even is Coors Light, ABV-wise? I'm gonna guess it's like 4. Like, maybe like 4.1 or something. It can't be that big. 4.2, I was really close. Yeah. Mainly water. It's not natty light, like, levels of this is literally just a fucking can of water. But, you know, it's not bad. Very, very refreshing. Not too heavy. So, hopefully I will spare you all the gross, like, foamy beer burps that, like, some people get, especially because I'm on an empty stomach. So because I didn't get to eat lunch today either. So we're running on fucking fumes. We're past fumes. We're like putting like ethanol, like straight fucking ethanol in the tank and hoping it works. So let's get right into it. Working men in clothes were spreading a tarp over a section of the hall. From the way they measured the wall and set out tools, it could be seen that they were preparing to do some sort of construction work. Oh, yeah, and also, I totally guessed that, you know, Beatrice would take on Shannon's heartache, you know, just completely compartmentalize that trauma and push it somewhere else deep down and just pretend it doesn't exist. Tried and true coping method. The president of the construction company nodded his head several times to show that he understood. Then, 6 young workers carried in a large rectangular object wrapped in a white sheet. Yeah, it's high art. My man's, you know, laundering money with it. That's what, if you don't know, that's why, like, the fine art scene is so expensive. It's so fucking rich people don't have to pay taxes on their money because it's invested in something else. You know, it's non-fiat at that point, which means the government, well, depending on how the government's tax laws are, you might get taxed on, like, fine art, but most places don't. Apparently, they were putting something large onto the wall of the hall. Right where everyone can see it. It is his house, so yes. I didn't see you pay for it. Natsuki took a deep breath. Though this was a whim of Kinzo's, a man she greatly respected, she seemed to resist the idea of hanging it right here in the entrance hall, the face of the mansion. When the white sheet was pulled off, a Western woman wearing a beautiful dress came into view. It was a massive portrait of a woman. Taking that long to hang a painting? How are you doing like 15 minutes for you, bud? I got a stud finder. Very. I'm gonna assume they had, you know, an actual reference photo to go off of. Your secret photo album.
そうだ。ベアトリーチェとの出会いがなければ今の私はなく、後ろ宮家もなく、 無論この屋敷もなかったであろう。彼女の肖像画を最も良い場所に飾るのは
I get it.
当然のことである。
It's like when like a college names a, you know, I don't know, a library after a big benefactor or something. Now that he had said this so bluntly, there would be no contradicting him. Krause and Nazi could only shrug.
親方様、碑文のプレートです。内容のご確認をお願いいたします。
うん。
Yeah, your weird fucking macabre poem.
一言一句間違っていてはならんからな。
Yeah, no spelling mistakes. Epitaph? Krause and Nazi crooked their heads and followed Kinzo. It's just a straight PNG of the epitaph. Okay, yeah. The leader of the workers set down a plate wrapped in a sheet. The others thought that the picture's name and the explanation might be on it, but it seemed to have quite a lot of words for that.
お父様、
Yeah, rather
これは？
gruesome.
懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川。
Yeah, it's like this clearly isn't a river. This is a woman, my guy.
うん。
Unless you're sweetfish or what you know, call your swimmers, and there's a river of them running through her. Hey, hey, oh, hey.
好きに読み、好きに解釈するがよい。
いよいよ碑文と肖像画の登場か。
碑文というものが私にはよくわか
Don't
り
worry
ませ
about
ん。
it.
私の世界にはないものですから。
だろうな。
For the best.
お前の世界にはお前という明白な跡継ぎがいるからな。しかしこの世界にはいな
Yeah,
い。
Kinzo fucking hates all his kids and his grandkids.
それはつまり、
It's like, these kids all suck.
この碑文はやはりおじい様が後継者を選ぶために設けたと。
おそらくはな。あるいは奇跡を信じたのかもしれない。
A difficult riddle, made so that no one would be able to solve it. If someone actually could solve it, they would be a miraculous person. And that miracle might shepherd the person Kinzo most
つ
desired.
まりこの碑文はやはり誰もが想像するように魔女ベアトリーチェを復活させる儀式を記したものなのですか？
普通に考えればこれはそう読み取れるでしょう。
Mm-hmm.
13人の生贄を捧げれば魔女が蘇ると読み取れる
Obvious.
謎の儀式。
Too obvious.
しかし本当の儀式はそれではない。奇跡的に解ける誰かを待つ。そちらこそが本当
Getting
の
into
儀
some
式。
fucking Fate Stay Night shit right here.
しかし
Are we in the Heavens Feel
運命
route?
とは
The
皮肉
true
なもの。
the true ritual?
源氏は知っていた。金蔵は初めから源氏が全てを知っていると思い仕掛けたのかもしれねえな。
その運命が偶然だったのか仕組まれたものなのか
Eh. Who can say?
私には分かりません。しかしその碑文により魔女ベアトリーチェは本当の意味での復
Yeah,
活
you
を
know,
遂げるの。
Yasuda attained a new altar.
第8章黄金鏡への旅立ち。
And we were real close to the end last time, weren't we, huh? Just,
これがベア
yep, sure is. My soul was captured by the woman shown in that massive portrait. That might have been literally true. Or, rather than captured, perhaps it would be better to say that my soul had returned to a more fitting place the place it belonged. The beautiful blonde hair was the same as mine, but tied up. The dress she wore was a deep black, making the golden hair stand out all the more. This is the witch, Beatrice. My true form.
これは何か。
There's a plate with too many words on it for it to be the title of the picture. Wait till you see light novel titles. Behold, the sweet fish river running through my beloved home of old. You who seek the golden land, follow its path downstream in search of the key.
黄金鏡。そうか。 わらわの世界は黄金鏡なのか。
Just getting your backstory after the fact from when someone hands it to you. I've always called my own personal world a paradise, but tonight I shall change that. From now on, my world shall be the Golden Land. I'm the master of that Golden Land, Beatrice. And then there is the brutal ritual of sacrifices starting with the first twilight. On the 9th twilight, the witch revives, and none shall be left alive.
わらわはこの儀式を執り行えば真の復活を得るというのか。
Then, on the 10th twilight, the journey ends, and I shall reach the home of the gold. It just clicked. This is like the fucking Final Fantasy house. You know, you just see something and you're like, you soul bond with it, and like I am a reincarnation of fucking Aerith. And then you go on to the mental illness house where multiple mental ill people all live together. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch a YouTube video on the Final Fantasy house. It's a goddamn shit show. And then on the 10th twilight, the journey ends and I shall reach the home of the gold. The witch shall praise the wise and bestow 4 treasures. One shall be all of the Golden Land's gold. Kinzo received a massive amount of gold from Beatrice, and rumor has it that it still lies hidden somewhere. Is this, as a family words, commas, is this, as the family members and servants are all whispering, a code showing the location of Kinzo's hidden gold?
人間が至れば莫大な黄金を手に入れるであろう。しかしわらわが至れば自らの復活を得る。
It's a race! Kinzo, you aging mage. Just when I was mocking the shortness of the time left to you, you start a game like this. How intriguing. I shall solve this riddle of yours. I shall revive as the real Beatrice. And then, I shall use my great magical power to control object and man, day and night, in all of Rokenjima. Magical power, read as money.
あの碑文、宝の隠し場所を示しているともっぱらの評判です。
噂では親方様は10トンもの黄金をお隠しになられたとか。
ベアトリーチェに授けられたとかなんとか。僕も噂を聞いたことはあるよ。
Going around conducting your interviews?
10トンの黄金なんてすごいですね。想像もつかないです。
It's a lot.
そんなにあったら何に使えばいいやら。一度手に取ってみたいですね。
手に取るだけと言わずに使い切ってみたいですね。
You don't want to spend it, you want to invest it so that way, you know, it accumulates worth.
でも碑文を黄金の隠し場所の暗号をなぜわざわざ掲示されたのでしょうね。
決まってるよ。解けるもんかっていう闇に決まってる。
Oh, partially also true.
親方様からの挑戦ではないでしょうか。これが解ける知恵者はおらんかという。
親方様はどうやらクラウス様に素直に当主の座を明け渡されるつもりはない様子。これはひょっとする
You know, when you're old, you gotta get your kicks
先に解い
somehow.
たものを次期当主にするという意味かもしれませんよ。
源氏さん、これは何？これまさか、お父様の例のベアトリーチェの肖像画なの？
はい、ベアトリーチェ様でございます。
なんやこら、けったいな詩みたいなもんが書いてあるで。
Yeah, bit strange, the apt description.
何よこれ。まるで海賊か何かの宝の隠し場所の暗号文みたいじゃない。源氏さん、これはどういう意味なの？
ご自由に読み、ご自由に解釈されるようにと。
It is what you think it
親方様
is.
は仰せです。謎はこの碑文
What does that mean? I don't know. What do you think it
すべ
is?
てに公平にと。
今、謎って言ったわよね。 謎ってのは解けるものという意味だわ。
So you say, but it could be like one of those shitty, like, I don't know, mazes on the back of like an Applebee's menu.
やっぱり
That's literally impossible
そう
to
なの
solve.
よ。
Unless you go like abstract and be like, huh, the only way to solve it is to go around the maze. It's like, well, yeah, but alright, fucking smart ass. The point of the game is to play the game.
お父様は兄さんに投資を継がせる
It's
つ
like the
もりな
AI
んて
that they
な
taught
い
to
ん
play
だわ。
Tetris, that, you know, once it got into a losing position, it would just pause the game and never start. So that way it wouldn't lose.
つまりこの謎を解けたやつが次期当主っちゅうことか。
God, what a gaudy chandelier. I hate
や
chandeliers.
っと巡ってきた。やっと巡ってきたのよ。私が当主になれる本当のチャンスが。
You do you, Ava.
切り絵はどう考える？
その碑文が
It's
黄
awfully
金の
loud
隠し
for a
場所を示し
cafe.
ている可能性は非常に高いわね。
Like, what are these people doing? Just sit and
姉
drink
貴
their
はこの
coffee.
碑文を解けたやつが次期当主に選ばれるんじゃないかと見てるらしい。
その線もあり得るわね。お父さんはクラウス兄さんを次期当主の器と認めていない。
Not the best with money.
これは
Amusement
余命
parks on the
いくばくのお父
moon!
さんが仕掛けた最後の大仕掛けか
You
もし
just
れな
need
い。
to dream, Natsuhi.
つまり本当にこの謎を解けば10トンの黄金と
It's good to have ambition,
次期当
but,
主の座が
you know,
建前上はね。
without business sense to go with it.
でも絶対に解けるものかという悪意も感じるわ。簡単には解かせてもらえないでしょうよ。
だよね。当分の間は酒の魚はこいつで十分そうだぜ。
Yeah, good little brain teaser right there.
バカバカしい。こんなの解けるわけないわ。
Rosa tossed aside a notepad with the epitaph written on it and flopped over onto the sofa. Solving this means 10 tons of gold. With this much, I'd never need to worry about making money ever again. If I had money, I could pay off the debt, and then maybe he'll come back to me.
お父様の懐かしい故郷はわかるのよ。
You're so dumb, Rosa.
鮎の川って何？川なんていくつもあるわ。里って何よ。ああ、さっぱりだわ。
どうしたの、ママ。
Get over here, Maria. We're gonna teach you how to read an atlas. Maria looked concerned. Kids are really good at puzzles, so maybe.
ねえマリア、この謎々わかるかしら。
Maria gazed at the paper with the epitaph on it as though she was trying to bore through it with her eyes. Her eyes opened wider and wider.
どうマリア、やっぱりちょっと難しいかしら。
The answer's so obvious, Mother.
これは魔女の儀式だよ。ベアとの復活の儀式だ。どうしたのこれ。ねえママ、どうしたのこれ。ベアとに聞いてみよう、聞いてみよう。きっとこの儀式でベアとは本当の力を取り
Oh,
戻
I'm
す。
sure. Totally.
もう半魔法の毒素なんかに悩まされずに、みんなの前に姿を現して魔法の奇跡を見せてくれるんだよ。
Alright, you're getting the beating now.
碑文はどうであるか。
親族の皆様は
Mm-hmm.
競って謎解きに挑まれているようです。
それでよい。誰もが挑め。そして誰にも解けぬ。奇跡に祝福されたものを除いてな。
One in a million.
気を許せば私とて解き方を暴出しそうになる。あれはそれほどに難解だ。
難解であるがゆえに
Mm-hmm.
解けた時。
It's like when you make a password that you're like, oh yeah, this is such a good one. And then it comes time to put it in and you're like, fuck, what was it again?
そうだ。
I gotta recover the account you made 15 years ago.
これは私が人生の最後に望む最後の奇跡。最後の魔法なのだ。あの難解な碑文の謎が解ける奇跡が訪れる。
From the sounds of it, you know,
とそれはベアトリーチェの復活を意味する。
Shannon slash Yasuda did find it, just never found out. Well, even then you might have, because the only time we ever see him wailing about Beatrice and is, you know, the fake Kinzo that wasn't even there to begin with. Kinzo's ghost.
もう一度その面影が見たい。もはや富も名誉も何もいらん。そなたに最後に一目会うことができたな。
Just a crumb of Beatrice pussy, please. Kinzo understood that he was facing his last years and considered this his final magic. After losing Beatrice across 2 generations, he was betting everything she had given him in the hope of being reunited with her. There were a lot of H's in that sentence, and my brain was starting to loop around on itself with the alliteration. His meeting with her that day had been the true beginning of his life. And even after the two of them had left the stage, Kinzo had remained there alone in the darkness. The aged monarch had attained everything, accomplished everything. But this was the one element that had always slipped through his fingers, no matter how much he struggled. If he could just have that element, he would need nothing else in life. In the end, perhaps his whole life was just a journey to learn that one single element makes up all that it means to be human.
我が友よ、我が人生最後の魔法は私に奇跡を見せてくれるだろうか。
Maybe. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to see it, does it make a sound? I mean, you know, if someone does get the golds, but you just never find out, what does it still count? For a while, Genji was silent. He wasn't at a loss for words or struggling to find an answer. During that silence, something had passed between the two men, who had known each other for so long that their friendship surpassed that of master and servant.
いや、それでよいのだ。誰にも解けん。だから奇跡なのだ。
親方様。
Such a dork, Kinzo.
一つお教えください。
ん？何か。
もしもでございます。奇跡が起こり。
If. May have been different when he was young, but in his old age, oh God, people's names. Genji was not fond of talking about dreams and what ifs. That very same Genji now spoke of a hypothetical. Kinzo quietly waited for the next words of the man that he called a friend.
もしも奇跡が起こり、親方様の魔法が叶って、ベアトリーチェ様がご復活を遂げられたら、いかがなさいますか?
As the one closest to Kinzo, Genji obviously knew of the crazed feelings with which Kinzo had sought Beatrice in the past. He's like, well, you know, I have all the materials to facilitate this from to happen. However, I also remember what happened last time, and yeah, you definitely weren't at your best there, my guy. And yet, Genji was asking what Kinzo would do if Beatrice did revive.
親方様はすでに一度ベアトリーチェ様が生まれ変わるという奇跡をご経験なされております。その奇跡が再び起こったなら、
You gonna go for the hat trick?
いかがなさいますか?
我が友よ、そなたはやはり私を咎めるの。
Yeah. Uh-huh.
親方様とベアトリーチェ様のお心のすべてを。
It's because he's your friend. He's holding you to account for being a gross fucking idiot.
しかし、ベアトリーチェ様がどのように親方様をお慕いしていたのか、 その一部を存じ上げているつもりでおります。
悔やんでおる。
Yeah, you should be.
お前は信じぬだろうが、
Uh-huh.
私は老いてから全てを後悔したのだ。もし奇跡が起こり、ベアトリーチェがよみがえってくれたなら、無論私との日々や過去のことなど何も覚えてなくて構わん。いいや、ベアトリーチェでさえあったなら、それが誰でも構わぬ。私はただ謝りたいのだ。
Good.
それは本心でございますか？
そうだ、我が友よ。悔いている。若き日の過ちを深く悔いている。
Your youth, my man, you were like in your 40s.
お前も老いたならわかるであろう。若き日の過ちは若き日には何の
I mean, I get, yeah, you're older now, but you were still old then.
しかしそれは
You weren't 15.
のように次第に生み、私を苛むのだ。
Good.
この後ろ身や金蔵、今さら死に様などこだわりはせん。しかし
Get fucking flayed and put in a jar of salt.
この後悔だけは清算したいのだ。ベアトリーチェに全てを返す。そして罪の許しを請う。それだけが
Oh, Genji.
私の最後の願いなのだ。
Accidentally feeding the fire more than he knew. Just feeding into Yasuda's chuniness, I guess, with her Beatrice persona. Kinzo covered his eyes and sobbed. This aged lord, who had built up an enormous wealth in a single generation, was now at the end of his life, sobbing simply because he wanted someone to apologize to. I don't know, man. Go to confessional. Go to church.
碑文はおじい様が跡継ぎを選ぶために課した試験なのでは。
俺も最初はそう考えていたが、少し事情が違うかもしれねえ。
この時点では私も試験だと思っていました。これは後ろ宮金蔵の気まぐれなる跡継ぎ選びのゲームだと。
違うのですか？
この碑文は、後ろ宮金蔵と堂上源氏の二人にしかわからぬある意味を持っていたのです。だからこれは運命なんかじゃない、必然だったのです。私はかぼちゃの馬車からガラスの靴まで全て。
なるほどな。これは金蔵と源氏の茶番だったわけか。
金蔵は分かっていたのです。そして源氏もまたこれがそのメッセージだと理解したのです。
I mean, Kinzo is kind of a bit of a sharp cookie, as much as I hate to admit.
私には意味がさっぱりわかりません。おじい様は何を分かっていたのです。そして源氏さんはこの碑文と何の関係があるというのです。
碑文は解かれたんじゃない。
God, this number keeps calling me. It's from my home state, but I'm just gonna ignore it because they never leave a message or a text.
解かされたんだ。
そして、ベアトリーチェは真の復活を果たす。もしベアトリーチェが復活せずにいたならば、
同じ1986年を迎えても事件は全く違っていたかもしれない。
結局私は生まれたその時から運命の岐路においてはただの一度も
Set on a path.
私の意志では何の選択の権利も与えられなかったのです。 ああ、我こそは我にして我らなり、なれど我ら運命に抗えたる試しは、ただの我らなど所詮は渦に舞う木の葉も同じ。どのように舞おうとも渦に飲み込まれて消えるもの。
Very dramatic.
瞬間移動が得意なのはガープだね。序列第33位の大悪魔だよ。
Okay, so this is where they get their names. Maria just lord dumping the fucking demons of Solomon onto Beatrice.
そんなのがお友達なんて、やっぱりベアとはすごいね。うん。
なるほどな。大悪魔のガープか。よし、我が友よ。そなたはこれよりガープだ。
Now you know their true name, which means you have power over them.
ガープと名乗るがよい。やれやれ。やっと私に名前がついたのね。ずっと名なしだったから嬉しいわ。
では、その調子で私にも名前を賜り
Hey,
ますと。
Renove, when did you come into the picture? You know, just, cropping out of the woodwork out of nowhere? Be like, yeah, what do you mean? I've been here all along.
味気がないというものです。
マリア、こやつにも名付けを頼む。こやつも大悪魔で、わらわに仕える執事のようなものだ。わらわの信頼できる部下であるぞ。
おー、ロノウェイかな。序列第27位の大悪魔だよ。頼れる従者を与えてくれると言われてる。
おや、
always gotta have middle managers. Competent ones at that.
私の分身である源氏の名字も、ロノウェ。
Called it.
ほう、これ
Oh
は
my
確か
god,
に
I
奇
never
遇。
even noticed. Oh, I'm so dumb. Oh, that would have been so fucking extra obvious if I actually paid attention to Genji's last name. In my mind, he is just Genji. His fucking family name didn't even factor into it at all.
なるほど。そなたにこれほどふさわしい名前はないようだな。よし。そなたの名はこれより。
That's like a young
ロノ
adult
ウェだ。
novel fucking naming convention right there.
おお、名前で呼ばれることのなんと甘美なことか。素敵な名前を感謝します、マリア卿。
形がよりしろとなるように、名前もまた強力なよりしろなの。異界の未知の存在は名前を与えるだけでもその魔力を大きく増すんだよ。だから名前は大事なの。うん。
そうね。本当に名前は大事で素敵。ねえリア、これからは私のことはガープって呼んでね。ガープ、良い名ですね。心得ました。それから私の大切な名前を勝手に略さないように。
Oh, hush.
ベアトリーチェのもとへ導く者、悪ギリですか。
Yeah, someone read fucking Dante's Inferno and was like, yo! The fucking,
それも実にいい名前。お嬢様の師匠にふさわしいですな。
ええ、とても気に入っていますよ。名前は命。マリア、そなたのおかげでわらわの友人たちは名前を得た。心より感謝するぞ。
じゃあ今度はベートの番。マリアのお友達のウサギさんたちにもまた絵を描いてあげて。
Let's see your Chester sister designs.
タク太郎みたいに。
よかろうぞ。
So which one of the Chester sisters is the one that, got mangled
その魔
beforehand?
導書を貸すがよい。
And, she hasn't popped up.
うりゅう。ベアとは絵がとっても上手だからとっても楽しみ。
Are you a good artist?
どんな絵になるの？どんな絵になるの？ウサギさんたち楽しみ。
Or is it just good for Maria standard?
森の音楽隊であったな。音楽隊。
Oh, those
音楽
monies.
隊。よしよし。こんな
Well,
感
that
じ
would
では
explain
ど
their
う？
weird marching band-like uniform. All of a sudden, Maria was no longer a little girl who did nothing but follow her mother around, laughing or crying. Though she is still young, she already has a powerful self-image, and possesses enough knowledge of the magical world to surpass even me. Together, we call ourselves the Mirage Societe, and made each other's magical worlds deeper and richer. Little writer circle for your OC fanfics about your own life and your alters.
味わい深い話であるな。
よりしろとして姿はとても大事だけど、名前も負けないくらい大事なの。
Yeah, it doesn't matter how cool the character design is, they have a dog shit name.
名も知らぬものよりも名を知る者の方が強く印象に残るものだ。
姿や名前だけじゃないよ。もっともっと深く知ることによって、それはとても強く存在することができるの。だからいろいろなことを考えてあげるの。
例えばそれは作太郎もであるか？
Well...
作太郎は名前と姿だけじゃないよ。他にもいろいろあるの。
ライオンの子であったな。
作太郎は草食ライオンだからお肉
Vegeta
は食べないの。でも他のみんなからは肉食だと思われて怖がられてるの。でも作太郎も怖がりだからお互いに怖がってるの。作太郎はビビリなの。
I think that rumbling is in the background, or like the OST. It's like an ambience, like separate from the soundtrack. Because I keep hearing it, and then I take off my fucking earphones. I'm like, what? Huh? Like, is that a truck? Is there an airplane overhead? And it's like, no. It's like, either that or I'm going crazy. Let's just assume I'm going crazy. You should. It's pretty good.
肉食スズメだ。バサバサバサ。
Hit with the Subama Gaishi.
スズメ怖い。
スズメは肉食ではないであろうが。
作太郎がビビリだから。
I mean, they probably would.
スズメが肉食だと信じてるの。
Most animals are opportunistic omnivores. Like, you ever seen a chicken? Dude, a chicken will, like, devour another chicken if it's dead. Like, they will just swarm it, and there'll be, like, nothing but fucking feathers and bones by the end. They make, like, anti-cannibalism spray for your chickens. Like, you think a bull goes crazy when it sees red? Like, if a chicken sees blood, like a fucking switch flips in their brain, and they go into kill mode. And just, like, will rip each other to pieces. They actually make, like, little chicken sunglasses that are red tinted. So that way, your chickens won't be able to see when another one is bleeding and eat it. I've also seen, like, the video of, like, it's just, like, a horse and some chickens in a barn. And the horse just, like, bends over and, like, picks up a chick and just eats it. Also seen videos of deer just, like, stick their head into a bird's nest and just start eating the little chicklets in the nest.
そんな怖がりじゃまたサクスケやサク吉にお兄ちゃんは怖がりってバカにされちゃうよ。ウリュウ、僕は怖がりじゃないよ。
False.
あ、スズメが戻ってきた。バサバサバサ。食べられる。さ。
サク太郎は実に面白い。今出てきたサクスケやサク吉というのは兄弟なのか？
うん、お家で待ってるサク太郎の弟たちなの。サクスケはサク太郎よりしっかりしてて、サク吉はとっても器用で何でもできるの。
Damn, Sakataro, you're just like the fail son that, you know, keeps failing forward because, you know, you're the oldest. Incredible.
でもみんなとっても仲良しなんだよ。みんなマリアのベッドの上で仲良くしてるの。
そなたのベッドの上はライオンだらけであるな。
うん。だからマリアはベッドをライオンランドって呼んでるよ。ライオン以外にもいっぱい動物がいるけどね。
うん。ライオンランドですか。
What a ring.
それは楽しそうですな。
マリアの仲間たちは
straightforward
互いが互いと交流し合うことで、さらにその存在を強め合っている。
Yes, their interlooping backstories make it like a chainmail of protection against the anti-magic toxin.
私たちももっと交流を深めた方が良いということですね。絆を深め合うことで、私たちの存在も魔力ももっともっと強くなる。わらわたちも
go to like a
も
work
っと
drinking
もっ
party
と
or
世界
something.
を広げようぞ。聞く限り、マリアの
It's
世界
really
は
easy to deepen your bond
サク
when
タ
you're
ロウや
all
ウサギた
fucking
ちだけでな
drunk.
く、他に
And,
も
you know,
まだ
just
まだい
speak
る
from the
と
heart.
見える。わらわたちも負けてはおれぬぞ。
おやおや、負けては折れぬぞとなると、我らも眷属を増やします。
Sure.
黄金の蝶だけ
I
で
mean,
は
you guys are
どう
like
にも面
already
白
middle
みがない。
managers, so you need someone to manage.
あやつらは喋らぬからな。喋り、騒ぎ、内輪で喧嘩をするくらいに賑やかな眷属が欲しいぞ。
Yeah, they need to be lively.
私たちも賑やかな方がいいに決まってる。私たちはマリアージュ・ソルシエールで世界の広げ方と眷属の増やし方を学びました。今やどのような眷属を増やすもあなたの想像力次第。
That and what cheap trinkets you can buy from New York flea market for 30 bucks.
ゴールドスミスの倉庫整理の折に見つけたあの物騒な道具の数々をよりしろにされては。
おお、良いではないか。あのような物騒なよりしろより
Oh yeah,
権限した
Kinzo's
眷属こ
fucking
そ
gas station
我らには
knives.
ふさわしいぞ。
Fucking Seven Sisters.
我らはどんどん増えるな。賑やかになるな。
新しいお友達がどんどん増えるの。これがマリアの魔法なの。そしてベアとはマリアのお友達に姿を与えることができる。育てることができる。
マリアが生み、
Yeah,
わ
it's
らわが
collab.
育てる。これぞマリアージュ・ソルシエールであるな。それにしてもウサギの耳はなかなかに難しい。
I guess if you're like you're actually drawing like the fluff on them.
ウサギたちの権限はなかなかに手間取るぞ。せっかくですから可愛くしてあげたいものですね。無論であるわ。それこそわらわの腕の見せ所であるぞ。
Create a creature, give it a name, give it a form. Doing that is no different from giving birth to a new life. When a human gives birth to a child, they give it form, give it a name to identify it by, and deepen its character by raising it in the world. Miroir Saucier is doing exactly the same thing. In our world, we can create whatever creatures we think of, give them forms, give them names, and make them friends we can interact with. We were engrossed with our own game in this world called Mirage Saucier. At least, Maria was engrossed. She would badger me to play this game every time she came. And, of course, I was too. However, when Maria started happily drawing something, I just sat there for a while. I must admit that there were times when I sighed and looked up at the sky, making sure she didn't notice. It's fun to increase the numbers of our minions. They make things lively, so do not tire of it. I may have tired of my minions alone, but when I can interact with Maria's minions as well, that does not happen. It takes two people to create a universe. I now have that second person, so I am satisfied. Ellipses. I think I am satisfied. And yet, one little part of me is not. It truly is a tiny part. After all, it is so much fun playing with Maria that time seems to fly on by. But, like a pebble in your shoe on a long walk, it can eventually, wear into your foot and get to the point where, you actually can't walk anymore and you injure yourself. But even so, when I look up at the sky, during those short moments, I feel an empty feeling I cannot describe. I know. My universe is not complete. My apologies to Maria, but she's not the second person I seek to create a universe with. No matter how much I nurture my world with her, the roots of love in my heart leaves gaps. "4 years have already passed since that day. He left saying he would come for me riding a white horse, and I was the only one without a letter. And he even said that he would likely never return to Rokenjima. This is love? I always believed that love was so much sweeter, so much more intoxicating. And now, I don't know anymore. Though I long for him so much it's maddening, I can sometimes feel hatred underneath. However, even that hatred is wrapped in adoration. The roots of love have remained in the corners of my heart all this time. Some part of me has given up and accepted that Battler might never return. However, the roots of love have stayed right where they were. In other words, even 4 years later, I still believe. He will come back someday. The flowers of my love have curled up as if to resist the winter cold, and it even appears to have withered. However, the roots are still alive, and so it endures, waiting for the day that he will surely return, waiting for a chance to bloom beautifully again. I'm grateful to Maria. Mirage Saucier has eased the burden on my heart so much. If we had not met like this, I may have withered away along with the roots. Words, they're hard. Even this incomplete universe is now necessary for my survival. I must live on until I can create my complete universe. Until that day, I will not be complete. Though I have a form and a name, no matter how deep my world grows, I will not be complete. Nope. I accidentally muttered what I had been thinking. Maria stopped talking to Sakataro. I regretted that my slip of the tongue had ruined this fun time, but I had already remained silent for a little too long to smooth it over. I laughed, but it probably sounded hollow. Maria, not knowing why my face had suddenly changed like this, looked taken aback.
わらわの眷属たちは次々に世界を深め、その存在を深め、満たしていくのに、わらわだけがいつまでも満たぬ。なぜ満たぬかは分かっているのだ。
それは魔力が足りない
Makes it all that more frustrating. Maria answered instantly. Beatrice has lost her magical power and is unable to regain the power she once had. That's how the story goes. So, Maria's answer is exactly correct. Yes, it may be incomplete because I've lost my magical power. In that case, if my power becomes complete, and I revive in the truest sense, will my world become complete as well? Does that mean that the person I want to nourish a universe with will come back? If, as I claim, I really was once able to control miracles at will with my magic, then if I succeed in reviving, that miracle will surely occur. If that is what I could be capable of, then I want true magical power to use for my resurrection.
そうだな。魔力が足りないからであるな。
かわいそうに。
Yep.
ベアとはまだ魔力が弱いから、いろいろと不自由なんだね。
She's kind of poor and pitiful for a different reason, Maria. You'll understand when you get older.
早く取り戻したいものだな。かつての魔力。
やっぱりあれをやらなくちゃいけないんだよ。
あれとは何か。
復活の儀式。
Yep, just go kill everyone.
肖像画の碑文の儀式だよ。
Oh, silly Maria. Nurturing this twisted, gnarly seed. If you read that epitaph literally, it does sound like a witch's resurrection ritual. To Maria, who believes in witches, that epitaph must be nothing more or less than a ritual. Unlike the other family members, it seems that she's not very interested in how it might indicate the location of the hidden gold.
あの碑文の謎を解けば、かつてわらわが金蔵に与えた莫大な黄金の隠し場所が知れる。
Or, Genji just tells you.
ベアトが魔法で生み出した黄金だよね。
Maybe with a thin veil behind it, but nonetheless.
そうだ。魔力に満ち溢れし日の魔力の結晶である。
じゃあその黄金を取り戻せばベアトの魔力は元に戻るんだね。
そうなるかもしれぬな。
なるよ。やっぱりあれはベアトの復活の儀式なんだよ。
In a sense.
マリアも手伝うから一緒に解く。そしたらベアトは復活するよ。そして早くマリアをベアトの黄金鏡に連れて行って。
そうだったな。きっとそなたを黄金鏡に連れて行くと
maybe when
約束していたな。
そこではどんな願いも叶うってベアトは言った。そこには黒い魔女のいない優しいママに会える。
No mama that fucking hits me in the head when I get home.
会ったことのないパパにも会えるかもしれないね。もちろん学校も宿題も意地悪な友達も誰もいなくて、マリアとベアトはいつまでも楽しく
Ain't you
暮らせ
two
るの。ね
little peas in a pod?
サク太郎、楽しみだね。おりゅう。
The portrait's epitaph. Then, must I face the epitaph's riddle? If Kinzo's children struggle endlessly over it, how could a complete stranger like me solve it? If I did happen to solve it, that would surely be a miracle. Will one miracle bring about another and return my miraculous power to be? Oh. I say yawning. I got like 5 hours of sleep last night. I'm not doing so hot. Behold the sweet fish river running through my beloved home of old. You who seek the golden land, follow its path downstream in search of the key. Alright, fucking mystery nerd. Time to crack your mental knuckles. If you travel down it, you will see a village. In that village, look for the shore the two speak of. There is the key to the golden land sleeps. There, the key to the golden land sleeps. I totally read that wrong.
二人が口にする騎士とは何か。
You who lay hand upon the key must journey as follows to the golden land. So, those who do not have the key must not read the rest. I do not understand it, but that is how the riddle is. Well, yeah, as we learned, if you don't have the key words, there's no point in reading the rest. It's practically unsolvable, so solving would be a miracle. That much makes sense. I felt a stabbing pain in my body. The anti-magic toxin had burned my skin. Some human is probably approaching. I erased my form. Multiple sets of footsteps approached. It was Genji, Shannon, and Kennen too.
皆、碑文の謎解きに夢中なようだな。
Yeah, like, let's just walk by it on a little class field trip here and let me exposit some plot details to you. Throw you some very juicy breadcrumbs. Though, now the thing, but you probably don't want juicy breadcrumbs. That's real gross. Like, it's been, like, soggy. Oh.
はい。使用人たちの中にも碑文を書き写して持ち帰り、謎解きに挑む者が多いようです。
本当にあの謎を解くと10トンの黄金が見つかるのでしょうか。
うん、それは間違いない。
Just think of it, Shannon. If you get the 10 tons of gold, you'll be able to afford servants of your own that you can be bitchy to whenever you have a headache.
どうして親方様は大切な黄金の隠し場所を
Because you want someone to find it.
謎めいた碑文とはいえ、こうして誰もが目にできる場所にさらすのでしょう。
それが親方様の魔法であり賭けだ。親方様はこの難解な謎を解いた者はベアトリーチェ様の魂を宿すと信じている。
不思議な賭け。いえ、魔法ですね。
オカルト狂いも行き着くところまで行ったってわけだ。
Well, yeah.
そんなこと言っちゃダメ。
碑文の謎に挑む資格は全ての者に許されている。無論それは使用人も例外ではない。お前は挑んでいるのか？
いえ、こんな難しい謎、私にはさっぱりですし。
I just think that because you haven't tried.
それに10トンも黄金があっても特に使い道も思いつきませんし。
Donate to charity.
私は今の穏やかな日がいつまでも続いてくれればそれで十分だと思ってます。
姉さんは最
Or,
近
you know,
ジョージ様といい
invest in
雰
a
囲
hedge
気みたい
fund
だ
that
ね
then uses its proceeds to go to charity. It'll last longer that way.
浮かれて変なドジしなきゃいいけど。
そんなことありませ
Yeah,
ん。
don't go catching feelings now. With a backwards glance at the conversation, Genji walked up to the portrait and looked up at the witch. When they saw what Genji was doing, Shannon and Cannon immediately went silent. Well, you're saying he looks up, but he's clearly looking down here. Genji, who was the head of the servants, the closest in age to Kinzo, and the one whom Kinzo called a friend, probably understood Kinzo's heart better than anyone else. What did he think when he looked at this portrait? Neither Shannon or Cannon could tell.
懐かしき故郷を貫く鮎の川。
Suddenly, Genji started reciting the epitaph. Shannon quickly nodded to show that she was listening, but it wasn't clear whether he was talking to her at all. Genji, his back still to them, continued. Yeah, he's thinking out loud right now. Just, you know, pretend guys aren't here as he exposits.
親方様が懐かしむ故郷は
Yeah.
小田原ではない。
遠方にお住まいだったと聞いたことがあります。
どこかは存じませんが。
台湾だ。
Genji turned around and spoke that single word. Formosa?
そうだったのですか。
Like that Taiwan?
なるほど。やっとクラウス様の話がつながったよ。
I think you meant to say the rightful Republic of China, my guy.
ほら、親方様が好まれる便炉。
そういえばクラウス様、あれは台湾ではタバコのようにポピュラーな嗜好品だとおっしゃってましたっけ？それで親方様は便炉を。
Well, at the time, Taiwan was a Japanese possession, so... Many Japanese moved to this island in the half-century before the war. Kinzo's family was a branch family of the Ushirmiyas. Apparently, they were only distantly related to the head family, so they were able to emigrate to this new world with dreams of a new future. Oh yeah, it did say that Kinzo spoke Chinese. There's like 1,000 different varieties of Chinese, though, so I'm gonna assume my man speaks Cantonese. Emigrated to the new world with dreams of a new future, without being constrained by the head family Odawara. Okay, this new world. I was about to say, I don't think that's a new world, my guy. There's plenty of people that already live there. Shannon and Cannon nodded their understanding, but they didn't know why Genji had suddenly broached this subject.
では、親方様の故郷の台湾に鮎の泳ぐ川があって、そこに鍵があるということでしょうか。
姉さんはバカだな。鮎の泳ぐ川なんていくらでもあるに決まってる。
わからないよ。
Oh yeah, there's only one river in Taiwan, in case you didn't know.
親方様が
There's now
台
videos
湾のど
blocked,
ちらにお住まいだったかは知らないけど、
blocked in mainland China.
そこに
All
は
this mention of
川
Taiwan.
が一つしかないのかもしれない。だったらそこってことになるじゃない。
Fucking Bing chillin', everyone.
姉さんは楽観的だな。そんな簡単なことで謎が解けるものか。
親方様の魔法の儀式は挑む者が多いほどにその力を増すと仰せだ。お前も挑戦してみなさい。
Yeah, it's your duty as a servant
誰に
after
も
all.
等しく機会は与えられているのだ。
はい。
どうせ解けないさ。くだらない。
Genji spun around. Shannon and Cannon hurried to follow after him. When his footsteps receded and silence returned, gold butterfly flitted out from among the shadows. You have the little bit in the back of your mind that's still mulling it over.
Taiwan とな。ほう。随分と遠くに住んでいたものよ。
God, I have an ant crawling on my face? What the fuck? Oh yeah, it did. Those little tiny... What's an ant? What's that? I've seen one of these before. They're called like carpet beetles or something. Squish. Like I wouldn't really call them a pest. I don't really know what they are. Imagine like a really, really tiny ladybug that's kind of like black and brown. I guess they're around here. I see them on my curtains sometimes in like my bathroom, but they're always like dried up and dead. But that one, like, it must have been on my headset and finally worked its way down onto my face. Gross. And when I mean they're small, I mean they're like really small. Like, I don't know, like quarter of a grain of rice sized. Just, I don't like it when they crawl on my face. If they want to be in my curtains, that's fine. I don't care. As long as they don't bother me and like crawl on my nose when I'm sleeping. Whatever. Live and let live, huh? Just get off my face when I'm trying to talk. Behold the Sweetfish River running through my beloved home of old. In other words, a Sweetfish River running through my beloved Taiwan?
台湾に川などいくらでもあるわ。カノンの言う通りではないか。バカバカしい。
However, the word Taiwan interests me. How could it not mean something when Genji, a man of few words, had muttered it unprompted? Clearly, Genji must have said it in connection with the epitaph's riddle, almost as though he were hinting, almost as though it were a hint for solving it.
バカらしいとは思いつつも、よかろうぞ源氏。そなたの茶番にしばし付き合おうではないか。
Taiwan. I've traveled the world these past 1,000 years, but I know nothing of the place.
無知を補うには知識の結晶に頼るが一番。それは薄く伸ばされて何枚にも重ねて閉じられて書
Encyclopedia Britannia?
物と呼ばれているのだ。
Where might I find a book about Taiwan? Kinzo's study is the first place that comes to mind if one looks for books, but that won't work. The charm in that room prevents me from entering, i.e. his very fancy lock. In that case, the book archive. Kinzo's vast library grows each year. It can no longer be completely contained within his study, and so portions of it are stored in the place called the book archive. Of course, there are countless books just in this place. The archive has everything from valuable books to apparently worthless books, all packed together like an antique shop. There is a golden glint in the keyhole of the archive door, and a gold butterfly flitted out. You mean you used your master key to get in?
愛も変わらず、ひどい匂いのする部屋よ。ほこり、カビ。
Oh no, that's a good smell. Musty book.
なるほど。知識とはこういう匂いなのか。
Well now, how can I find a book on Taiwan amongst all this? The prospect is almost dizzying. I'd just look for an atlas. However, I realized right away. If I wanted to quickly find out about Taiwanese rivers, I didn't want a book on Taiwan.
地図帳ではないか。そのくらいどこかにありそうであるな。探せ、我が眷属の長たちよ。この誇り臭く誇り高き知識の墓所より、わらわの探す本を探し出せ。
A cloud of countless gold butterflies appeared at my feet. They rose in a swell, blew like the wind, and swirled around the archive. Eventually, a cloud of butterflies selected a single book. Apparently, this was the one.
ご苦労であるぞ。
Just check the year on it. I've seen some suspect atlases in like encyclopedias from like the early 1900s, late 1800s that have some questionable verbiage and outdated ideas. I was almost going to call them scientific ideas, but yeah, they're not really. Just some bad stuff. It was a grand, thick, illustrated encyclopedia of maps, several volumes long. There was a thick section devoted to Taiwan. It seemed sufficiently useful as a reference.
Taiwan 南北 394km 東西 144km 面積約36000平方キロメートル。ほほう、なかなかに広大であるな。
By area, that's about the same size as Kyushu in Japan. This led Byato to a very natural question. Kyushu... Honshu's the main island. Kyushu... Which of the two is the lower one of that? I can never remember the ones underneath there. The southern two. Because really, what does it matter? I know like Hiroshima and like Nagasaki are down there. You know, big pretty industrial centers. Not Kyushu sushi. Why'd you autocorrect to that? I mean, some sushi does sound good. But, no, I don't want to go to the fucking restaurant. Okay, yeah, Kyushu's like the southern, the most southern of the home islands. There's the other one. You know, the real small one, kind of between Honshu and, like, south of Honshu and, east of Kyushu that I can't remember the name of. This led Byato to a very natural question. Yeah. Probably on the coast somewhere. I mean, if his family was there as colonizers, they were probably in areas of, urbanization and commerce. Byato had imagined without much thought, that the riddle would be solved in a flash if only she could look at a map of Taiwan. However, Taiwan is no small place. Just which part of this large island did Kinzo call his beloved home of old? Looking through books in this dusty archive, sometimes having to cough, while this simple problem obstructed my progress, was by no means enjoyable. That explains why, his branch of the family was so unaffected by the earthquake. Just not even there.
かつては大正町なるところに日本人たちが住んでいたとの記述もあるぞ。金蔵もやはりここに住んでいたのであろうか。いやいや、そう決めつけるのは早計であるぞ。その
I'll skip to the next part before I settle on anything more specific than just Taiwan itself. A sweetfish river running through the home of old. What's this? There are 129 rivers in Taiwan? I mean, all in all, that's not bad. Have you ever seen, like, a map of, like, the river basins in the US? It's absurd. It's nothing but little blue squiggly lines.
129本? この中のどれだけに鮎が泳いでいたやら。考えただけでもめまいがするわ。
This was quickly becoming ridiculous. Genji must have been muttering nonsense to himself after all. I only thought he was giving a hint about the epitaph. I tossed the book aside, using magic to turn the bookshelf into a sofa, and flopped down on top of it. For a while, I gazed up at the ceiling as I grumbled about getting tricked. Also, don't throw books, be kind to them. It's not the book's fault. Then I cast my eyes down at the floor, thinking that I would feel a lot better if I gathered up the room's dust, packed it into a ball, and then tossed it into Genji's teacup. A book I had thrown away lay open on the ground. A gold butterfly alighted on that open page. Tossing a book at random and reading an oracle from the... an oracle? Okay, and reading an oracle from the page it happened to open to is a kind of a charm. You mean an article? I don't know if... Are sections in, like, an atlas called an oracle? I don't think so. I want to say that's supposed to be article. But article also sounds like something that would be, like, in a magazine or something, and not like an atlas? Or an encyclopedia kind of book? I don't know. I'm getting lost in the minutia. Moving on. I see. So this page might have some sort of hint. Not entirely convinced, I picked up the book. I opened the opened page was probably very near the one I had been reading. It seemed to be a page explaining Taiwan's geography. Oddly enough, it was a page about rivers and lakes.
川が129本あることはすでに承知しておるわ。まだ他にもわらわに伝えたいことがあるというのか?
There were 6 major rivers listed. Oh god, Chinese pronunciations. I'm gonna die. Zhuo Shui River. I can't pronounce pronunciation. Google, help! That's right. We're going to do it for every single one. Zhuo Shui pronunciation. Help! My Anglo brain refuses to, like, compute Chinese pronunciation.
Swashuri.
Yeah.
Swashuri.
Thanks, automated voice.
Swashuri.
Zhoushui.
2 different ones. Whatever. That river. Gaoping River. Tamsui River. Oh god, right into J's. I hate the letter J in, like, these pronunciations. Dajai River, Zanggun River, Dadu River. All those pronunciations were atrociously wrong, and I know it. Fuck off. Don't tell me how to pronounce it. Because even if you do, it's not going to help. Then, I had a shocking realization. Sweet fish are freshwater fish. You don't find them in ocean water rivers. Unless it's extremely dirty or blocked by a dam. Any river might have sweet fish in it. Well, that can't be true. Then again, I'm no fish expert, so I don't know if, like, sweet fish is like a broad, just catch-all term for a type of fish.
そう考えればこの淡水がなる川のバカらしいことよ。川に淡水が流れるのは当然であろう。
Even Tamsui, that's a Japanese pronunciation of it, not a Chinese pronunciation of it, so it's wrong.
淡水以外が流れて初めてそれを川の名にすればよかろうに。
Tamsui River flows from Taipei to the harbor of Tamsui. I see. It isn't called that because of the water in it, but because of the town at its mouth. As you travel down it, you'll see a village. In that village, look for the shore the 2 spoke of. I realize that this is stupid, and yet, something about this town seems off. Behold, the Sweetfish River, running through my beloved home of old. That line should be talking about one of the 129 rivers. Sweetfish are freshwater fish. And here is this freshwater river flowing down to a town called Freshwater. I do think I'm stretching it. Or is it some kind of hint? come all this way to the archive and even got myself covered in dust in my search for books. If I give up now, it will all have been for a waste of time. Very well. Why don't I test my luck and see if the random page of the book opened to contains a message from above. I turn to the next page, trying to search in even greater detail.
Mm-hmm. 私もそのうちの一人に加わるだけのつもりでした。
Anything to fit in. It's like when Among Us was first came into popularity in like, oh god, when was it? In like 2020? I remember I played it on my phone a couple times with the guys from work, and I'm like, yeah, ooh, fun. I played like 3 games, and then I'm like, all right, yeah, I get it, but I'm never touching this again.
熱中できる読み物を久しく失い、退屈していた私はその本を自室に持ち帰り、毎晩眺めました。
地図帳に碑文の謎のヒントが。
第3のゲームで、エヴァは書庫で
I
何
mean,
か
she
の
would know
本
where
を
her
調べ
dad's
て
from.
謎を解いた。そして第5のゲームでフルドエリカは謎を解くために書庫で求めた本は地図帳だった。
ではやはり台湾の地図に何か秘密。
Some wordplay.
鮎の川とは淡水河を暗示していると信じました。地図で淡水河を毎日たどり、地形を細かく調べました。もちろん鮎の泳ぎそうな小さな渓流もいくつも調べました。でも何も分かりませんでした。
We need another hint, Genji.
の情報によるなら
Phone a friend.
それは川じゃない。だが流れるものだ。エヴァはそう読み解いた。
川ではない。
はい。
Yeah, we eventually settled on the like family tree interpretation.
結論から言えば淡水河とは無関係でした。しかしやはり今にして思えばあれは信託だったのです。淡水河自体は無関係でしたが、それはやはり大きなヒントになったのです。
川は無関係なのにヒントにはなる。
Yeah, get your brain thinking in the general
落ち
direction.
着いて考えろ。川でなく流れるものを考えるんだ。
Time.
つまり水以外が流れる何か。
何が思いつく。発想を柔軟にしろ。
ウィル、謎かけごっこはもううんざり
Yep,
して
just
る。
give us the answer, bitch.
じらさないで教えちゃいなさいよ。あなたは解けたんでしょ、碑文。
おそらくな。
水以外で流れるもの。
When in doubt, always go with time when it's a riddle. Like no shit. Like look at an answer of like the most common and like solutions for riddles, and time is like at the top.
物物流。例えば街道とか道路とか。
正解です。鮎の川が川そのものを指さないことに気づくのに私は膨大な時間をかけました。
But I didn't forget that. Nope.
淡水の名がつく川以外のものがある。それは物や人が流れ、上りも下りもある。
Oh, is there like a Tamsui highway?
上り下り。まさか。
そうだ。鉄道だ。
Close. The Tamsui Line is a railway that goes from Taipei to Tamsui Harbor. It was opened in 1901. Afterwards, the number of stations continued to grow, and it became a major artery into Taipei. This railroad was used after the war as well, and is still in common use as the Taipei Metro Tamsui Line. Its route begins at Taipei Station and continues on until the town of Tamsui. Taipei Station. Yep. I know it's not Chang. It's unless it is pronounced Chang. Chinese pronunciations. Changyang Station. Old name. Taishogai Station. Very very Japanese name. I can see why they changed it. Shuanglian Station. Tatung, yeah, station company station. Yuanshan Station. Janten Station, old name. Miyanoshita Station. My brain is melting, going from Chinese to Japanese to English pronunciations. Shilin Station. Shipai Station, old name.
碑文には川を下ればやがて何があると
The village?
里があると。
淡水線の駅の中で里の名を持つ駅はこの赤廃駅しかない。
You're lying, Will? I can see it right there. Those two characters. No? Why would you lie to me, Will? Old name. That station.
これは何という
I
文字？
don't know. It's in some... It's in Japanese. And God knows how you're supposed to fucking pronounce those kanji.
霧岩駅と読む。戦後赤廃駅に名を変えたが、金蔵が住んでいた当時は霧岩駅だった。
川を下ればやがて里あり、その里にて二人が口にし岸を探れ。
里だけじゃなく岸まであるわね、その駅の名前。
果たしてその駅を示している
Now
の
let me
か。
just bust out my fucking Japanese Imperial Railway maps of fucking Taiwan. Sure, Kinzo. You do you, my guy.
里という文字と岸という文字、なんとなく謎々の文字遊びのように感じていました。
Which, yeah. Good luck me, English reader, with the English translation of the epitaph, fucking figuring that out.
このキリガンの一文字目の口辺の漢字。
Yep, cool.
口の脇にあるこれはそのと読みますよね。口にしで口の文字もあるし。でも二人が口にしの意味がわからない。
Go off with your wordplay as I just absolutely tune out. Three characters of Kirigan can be split into a mouth, a that, a village, and a shore. Those all feature in the epitaph. In that village, look for the shore the two speak of. You can read as code for the name of the station. However, I don't understand the part about the two.
私もそこに引っかかりました。しかし、きっとこれを指し示すに違いないという。
Yeah, it would have to be a real fucking crazy coinky dink otherwise.
この駅名が旧名であるように、この地名も何か旧名があるのでは。
そうだ。もともとキリガン駅は地名から名付けられたものだ。そして地名のキリガンは駅名と違い。
Written differently, huh? God, I fucking hate Japanese.
あ、口が二つ。
調べればすぐにわかることでした。やはり碑文はこのキリガンのことを指し示していたのです。
ではここに黄金鏡の鍵が眠っていると。
普通に考えればそうなります。しかし、
What, just fucking graffiti on the side of the station?
当然キリガンと呼ばれる土地も広大です。そのどこに小さな鍵が隠されているのかわかるはずもない。
I don't know, checking like the station's mailbox under its, like, I don't know, welcome mat in front of the door. Or under a potted plant. Like, not like me, I totally don't have the key to my front door under a potted plant next to my stairs. Nope, no sir. I'm gonna have to move that key now.
確実に答えを手に入れたと確信していましたから。私にとってこれはもう何よりも面白いゲーム。
Yeah, I bet it was, you little mystery
ミ
nut.
ステリーでした。
I almost gave up at that point. However, I was certain I had the key in my hand. So, I decided to follow the epitaph's instructions and journey to the Golden Land.
第一の晩に鍵の選びし6人を生贄に捧げよ。
この一文を見てわかることは、その時点で錠前に刺す 言葉通りの鍵ではないことが推理可能だ。
6つの
Break down the word puzzle to us.
はい、6つの何か。私も頭が固い人間でしたから。
Same.
とにかく6に関わる何かがないかと本を読み漁りました。
I've been told I look like a cow when I'm thinking.
6、6、6、6。キリガンという鍵のありかは言葉遊びによって隠されていました。ならばきっとこの6も
That's a lie. No one has ever told me I look like a
言葉
cow
遊び
when
に
I'm thinking.
関わ
I'm
るに
sorry. I
違
didn't
い
mean to lie to you like that. I just thought it was funny. I was mainly thinking of the Crusader Kings 2 trait when you get a character that's dull. You know, they're not mentally impaired. They're just not very, sharp. And the icon for it is a cow. So that stuck in my head. I meant it to be, a reference to that, but I mean, there's probably some of you that are pretty well acquainted with Crusader Kings 2 that would, not be able to piece it together because that is such an out of left field thing to say, but who might appreciate the reference? Probably not. Moving on.
6、6、6。
Yep, 666.
探しました。6を。
このキリガンという文字が
Probably.
6つに分解できるとか。
いい推理だ。しかし、この3つの漢字といくらにらめっこしても答えは出ない。
We're playing word games. Fucking switch out one of the characters with another with a different pronunciation. I mean, with the same pronunciation, but that's a different character. That makes it work.
キリガンなんて読み方自体、日本語読みだ。
Yeah.
では、現地では何と。
チーリーアンとは、それは英語だと6文字。
You're such a fucking dork, Kinzo.
6文字。じゃあ、やはりこれは言葉遊び。
第1の番に鍵の選びし6文字を生贄に捧げよっては。
Okay.
なるほど。
So we have our 6 letters. Explain like this. It sounds like the logic can be taken from beginning to end in no time at all. However, it took a long, long time for me to reach this spot on my own. A dizzying number of nights passed from the time Genji uttered the single word to the time I got this far.
では、この6文字を生贄に捧げるとは一体どういう意味でしょう。
Split them up.
続く第2の番以降は残されし者で話が進んでいく。何かの文字列から鍵の6文字を間引き、残った文字でどうこうしろと言っていることが推理できる。
しかし、何から6文字を間引くのか。
Mm-hmm.
それにも長く悩み
Well,
ま
it's
し
got a
た。
Q in it, so that narrows it down significantly.
ここからはもはや新しい謎。誰の助けもなく、今度こそ自分の力だけで解かねばなりませんでした。
I mean, you could go beg to Genji, but then again, Beatrice is solving it, not Shannon, so.
過去のゲームの中で、確かローザおばさんが、
Mm-hmm.
第1の番について何か仮説を立てていたような気がします。
第10の番の黄金の里に注目した。
Yeah, the different readings. Instead of the Golden Land to Home of the Gold.
他に4度も黄金鏡という単語が登場するのに、なぜかこれ一つだけが。
なぜ第10の番だけ黄金の里なのか、これに気づくのにも、そしてどうしてなのかに気づくのにも。
ローザの推理はこうだった。黄金の里を京と読み、京都の京と読み解いた。そして懐かしき故郷から京都まで10日かかる旅路を10分の1した時点で。
Yeah, let me just walk from fucking Taiwan to Kyoto.
いい推理だったが惜しかった。
I mean, maybe it would take 10 days for Kinzo and his little fucking dinghy to row his way to Kyoto.
今日は京都以外にも読み解けたんだ。
You know, Kyoto, well known for its harbors.
今日、京都以外で読み解く。
Again, a joke. Kyoto is landlocked.
難しく考えるな。そのままだ。
今日です。いえ、今日ではなく。
Yeah. Fuck me, yeah?
読みましょうか。数字の単位です。1、10、100、1000、万、億、兆。K。数字の単位。私の場合は、
This is some advanced wordplay. This is like the fucking word puzzle where it's like, oh yeah, to get out of this locked room, I have to look in the mirror and see what I saw, and then I took the saw and I sawed the table in half, then I took the two halves to make a hole, and then I fucking put the hole on the wall and went out through the hole. Like, this is some fucking, like, just play with your words game.
私の場合は先に答えが分かってから逆に問題の意味が分かったという感じでした。
ややこしいことを言うとリオンが混乱する。話を戻そう。第10の番に一慶に至るならば。
I learned that word puzzle when back when I was in the Scouts, you know, on those 5-hour-long hikes, you know, gotta do something to keep yourself entertained. And one of those ways was with absolutely fucking bullshit like word puzzles.
鍵の選びし6文字を間引くんだ。
チーリーアンが英語である以上、船長も英語であろうとはすぐに察しました。
船長は英語ではクワドリリ。第5のゲームでのバトラの推理通り11文字だ。いや、これはあんたの推理だったか。
Yeah, you were moving this piece at the time.
くしくもこのスペルも冒頭は9。
Get rid of that.
6文字の鍵の冒頭も9。きっとこれに違いないと直感しました。
Leon took a notepad from a pocket and spelled out quadrillion, and it's not Q, it's like Killian or something, but not like Killian like the name. Fuck. The two words even looked similar at a glance.
確かに。
Killing?
クワドリリオンの中には鍵が示す6文字が確かに含まれています。じゃあこの6文字を消すと。
Get scratching. Kuadorian? We're left with the 5 meaningless letters. However, the important thing is the number 5. After all, in the next part of the epitaph, the word kill appears 5 times. And then on the 9th twilight, none shall be left alive. In other words, there should be 5 letters left.
しかも、この5文字は第5のゲームでのバトラさんの推理通り寄り添っている文字があります。D と R です。これが寄り添いし2人に違いない。こ
こまで来れば、もはや謎は
I'm just grasping at straws. I don't know what I'm doing.
逆に言えば、碑文だけで解ける謎はここまでだ。この後、言葉遊びを続けても答えはわかるかもしれねえが、仕掛けは開かない。
Yeah.
そうです。ここまでがわかれば、あとはそれに従い、えぐりて殺すのみです。
お前はその場所の心当たりの方が先だったわけだ。
はい。
His special place.
もともと碑文が現れるより以前から、そこに黄金が隠されているのではないかと疑う。そしてそこに謎めいた一文があれば、きっと何か秘密が隠されているに違いないと思うのは当然のこと。
その場所とは。
Where do you think we are, bud?
黄金鏡の入り口を開ける仕掛けの場所だ。勘のいいやつなら鍵の選びし6人を生贄に捧げる第1の番がどこのことかもう察してるはずだ。
それは船長のことであって場所のことではないのでは。
It's hard to follow along. I don't blame you.
船長と記された場所だ。お前は知ってるはずだから。
Yeah, oh yeah, it's his like fucking his thing when he's talking about miracles or whatever chance. It's at the chapel.
それともクソ真面目に金蔵の言いつけを守り近寄らなかったから知らない。
We talked about it before. I can't remember exactly what the saying was. Oh, but we're getting somewhere. Progress has been made. But with that that's where we're ending it here for today. My brain hurts. I'm mentally exhausted from that. So, once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. See you in the next Umineko. See you guys then. Later. Bye. Mwah.